The superstars of Fan Control Football Season 2.0 are not only the who's who of celebrity team owners and influencers, not the 21 million live views of our Emmy-nominated broadcast. Across Twitch, DAZN, Fubo, NBCLX, Peacock. Or our highlights that scored over 100 million views. And we can't forget best-in-class sponsors. But the biggest star of Season 2 is our play calling app that allow fans to control the action on the field. Fans pick a team, pick a play, 4 run plays, 4 pass plays to choose from. The play with the most votes is called in real time.
We got it.
This is where video games and live action come to life. And now, Fan Control Sports and Entertainment brings you Fan Controlled Hoops, where fans call the shots. Coming 2023, the future of sports is here, and it's Fan Control. Power to the fans.
Are you ready for it?
I am ready for it, Leighton. He's ready.
It's a big day, Josh.
It's Monday.
It's Monday.
We're back to work.
Oh, God, yeah.
You're okay. Tell the people where you are right now, Leighton.
I'm in the Big Apple. I'm in New York City specifically. I'm in Soho. So, yeah, I'm cool. I'm cool.
You're hot. You're hot right now?
I'm hot.
Okay, so there's a restaurant in Soho. It's called Cipriani. Okay, they have a few locations. Cipriani. Okay, Cipriani downtown. Now, they're famous for a couple things. They are famous for their peach bellinis, a pappardelle dish, and a pizza. I mean, the restaurant's fantastic. Now, I went there in 2006. Okay, I was living in New York. I went with my cousin and my aunt and my uncle. And guess who came down and sat next to us with their entourage of about 14 people?
Derek Jeter.
No.
Alex Rodriguez.
No.
Were they an athlete?
No.
Oh, okay.
JMP in the house. Jay-Z and Beyonce sit next to us at Cipriani downtown. Okay? They walk in.
I wasn't even going to go that route.
Okay?
Wow.
Freddie Amaral in chat. Good to see you. I got home an hour ago, in bed now. Don't know if I'll make it through this whole show awake. Oh, Freddie his brother just got married. Congratulations to Freddie's brother.
Oh, yeah.
Made puns throughout the whole wedding. So the whole table orders bellinis, right? Now, I didn't know that they were famous. My aunt and uncle didn't know. We just knew we wanted a good Italian restaurant and people had recommended. So my aunt leans over to Jay-Z because it's on those old tables, like Italian restaurants, all picked. So Jay-Z is like right here and my aunt is here. Like they're shoulder to shoulder. And she leans over. She goes, "Hello. I was wondering what you were drinking." And Jay-Z was like, "It's a Bellini." And she's like, "Should we get one?" And he's like, "I don't know." She's like, "Would you mind if I tried your Bellini?" And he's like, "Absolutely." Jay-Z gives her the Bellini.
What?
She tries it, hands it back. She's like, "Ooh, that's delicious. We'll have 4 of those." And Jay-Z thought it was the funniest thing ever.
Yeah, so for the fans, before we even had this show today, I pitched the idea to Josh that he should become the new most interesting man on earth for Dos Equis.
I'll take it.
There's not a single place in this, like on this planet, that he hasn't been, and he doesn't know anybody. That's the crazy, that's the craziest story.
And that's not even the beginning of my New York stories. I could regale you as over a beer at the Spring Lounge at the corner of Spring and Mulberry. It's the greatest dive bar in the world. And Leighton, you have to go and just give me your honest review of the dive bar. It is one of the scariest bathrooms you'll ever go in, mostly because it's super thin. Like you might hit your shoulders while standing, like trying to pee. It's room enough for one person to go in there.
If I reach behind the toilet, do I get a handgun? Then I have to take out the.
Correct. The dirty cop, and
what was it? The mayor? No. Who was it?
No. It was the dirty cop and the gangster that was trying to bring in heroin.
Yeah. Okay. So I got to take them out, and then I got to book it, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a meltdown. Okay.
Correct.
Yeah.
Drop the gun, run out. Okay.
Terrible move, by the way.
I know.
Like,
bad move.
Yeah.
Welcome everybody to Back to Work. We're here every single Monday. Myself, Josh Macuga, Fan Controlled Leighton Batiste. Up at Fordham. He went to Fordham's graduation and spent 2.5 hours on a subway. Tell the people what a Monday afternoon subway ride is like in New York.
No, it's a lot of people, and there's not a single area in this country I would ever try anyone like the Bronx. Like the Bronx, They look like they're from the Bronx. They have the attitude like they're from the Bronx. It's the typical image of like the guy with the white tank and the blue pants and the Timbs just got off of work, and then the mother who worked at the hospital, she's tired and giving you mean like, like yeah, it's just grimy, you know.
It's a vibe.
It's a vibe. And the train, I mean, the sun was out, train got stuck, and I look up, Yankee Stadium is right there. Like it's everything.
Gorgeous.
So,
man,
New York.
So, I mean, big week here at Fan Controlled Sports Entertainment. Tonight is the Sports Emmys. We're going to get into that a little bit later. We were nominated for 2 of them this year. I would be happy with 1 win, but I'm not just happy to be nominated anymore. I'm just not.
Oh, no. I want to win.
I'm winning. Yeah.
Right? Yeah, we're on our Jimmy Butler.
Yeah. Jiggaman Porto, good to see you in the chat, buddy. We love you. Said, yeah, buddy, the Bronx. JMP is a New York dude, diehard Yankees, everything.
Fun fact, every time I see anything Knicks, and I probably met Jigga twice. Every time I see anything Knicks, I think of him immediately. Right? I don't know what it is, but
I think of him when I hear Yankees, Jets, or Knicks, especially Knicks. Right?
Yes, especially Knicks. Yeah.
They're that's really good branding on his part. When people think of you immediately, right?
Yeah.
Like, what do people think of me, Leighton?
Steelers.
Thank you. Always. Right? Yeah. And when I think of you, I think of just one smooth Atlanta dude.
Thank you. Oh, wow.
Just one smooth Atlanta dude. You've got that Atlanta vibe to you. You know, you walk into everybody calms down just a little bit when Leighton's in the room. You know?
Appreciate it.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of people that should not be calm right now, that would be Lakers fans. Let's get into our first one.
Yeah.
Jim, hit it. Back to work.
Yes.
All right. The Lakers are down 3-0 tonight. They go. Are you going for a win just to avoid the sweep, or are you is this the turnaround? Do they win 4 straight? Is this even possible, Leighton?
Well, we'll see. If you're a Lakers fan, you're kind of in a you're in a slump, but you're happy because of what? Oh, right here. This is literally what I was getting to. Right. You could get swept tonight, but it could also be your quickest way to hurry up and get this Kyrie deal done. And I can look towards next season. So,
okay.
Oh, hold on, I'll take that down. Yeah. So
Lakers in 7, bench D'Lo right now. Okay, here's what I'm thinking. Okay, first of all, this I put it right there. Could this be LeBron's last dance here? Is this our last look at LeBron winning a championship?
No. If they get Kyrie, no.
You think they want to play together again?
I don't think they want to. I'm trying to figure out like a superhero, whatever, but it's like they don't want to work together, but they just have to. Like no matter what, are they like Batman Joker, where it's like no matter what, they just can't get rid of each other, like they need each other?
I was thinking more like Bruce Banner and the Hulk. Early Hulk.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Because Bruce Banner is a genius scientist. Let's call him LeBron.
Okay.
Hulk is a madman that he can't control, a la Kyrie. Okay. A guy that when you need him to smash something, can. But a lot of times he smashes a lot in his path that you don't want him to smash.
Are you saying when LeBron gets angry, he gets shorter? Uncontrollable.
His purple shorts explode off of his body. Yeah. OVO Ghost said it. Batman needs Robin to come back after he had been Nightwing. Oh, wow, a Nightwing reference. That's the first time it's happened on this show.
Yeah.
Well done.
That's
well done
right there.
Yes.
Well
yeah.
done.
No, yeah. I because LeBron doesn't want to go out like this. And there hasn't the last game was the closest game. And it was still by midway through the fourth quarter, it was game in hand.
Yeah.
Right? And we've been talking about this since the beginning of the playoffs, that the Denver Nuggets do not have that winning tradition yet. But this could be their Steph Curry over the hump year, where Nikola Jokic doesn't get the regular season MVP. They were probably the best team in the West for a majority of the year.
Yep.
They had the most riding going into this playoff season. Like LeBron and company are playing on house money for the most part.
And I'd argue the Nuggets have the most fuel. And it's just because of that whole MVP thing. I think for Jokic, that's what's fueling him. It's like, you know what, you didn't give me the MVP, but I'll go get what Embiid will probably never get, in my opinion, is that trophy. So
Freddie Airmail says, nah, when he gets mad, he loses a little bit more hair. Tough look. Who has a worse hair in the NBA, Leighton, Kevin Durant or LeBron James?
I'm going to go with KD.
Yeah. As somebody that has awful hair, like I have no hair, and every time I grow it out just a little bit, I'm like, oh, God, I'm hideous. I don't
think the camera would stop doing the overshot of the huddle. Like, just save KD.
Yeah. Okay, there's 3 people in sports that need to shave their head. Because here's the thing. We talked about this last season a bunch, Leighton. Black dudes with shaved heads look awesome.
If they have a beard.
Yeah. White dudes with shaved head just look really sad and a dad I mean, thank God I have a beard, Leighton. Because if I didn't, you'd be like, man, Macuga, just retire into like a toll booth and collect money in like, upstate New York somewhere.
Be pretty Breaking Bad-ish.
Yeah, maybe I go goatee, Anyway, so there are 3 people that I think would look awesome with just go the shaved head route. Jordan did it, and Jordan's head is now iconic.
Yeah.
Okay. LeBron James, easy.
That's an easy one.
KD, easy.
Yeah.
You know the third one I'm going to say? Tiger Woods, buzz the head.
No.
Are you're gonna argue Tiger with the recede? If you're talking about an over-the-top shot,
you know why I don't really think of him is because he always has the hat, so he at least saves us by wearing his hat.
Yeah, but he takes it off at the end, and then he shows up to like all of his public appearances with no hat on.
Okay.
He's a jacked golfer. Buzz the head. You're talking intimidation factor.
But he's got to grow something else.
He can grow a beard. He has before. And he can grow a mustache. And he's done the goatee before.
I'd respect him if he had the...
Because, what is your look called?
Pure clean? Oh, no.
What is your look called? Is it French painter? Is that what we call this? John...
The Jebapon.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, the Jebapon.
I mean, it's a solid chin beard with a well coiffed.
I'm trying to get it to go up just a little bit. If I could get it here, I'll be good.
Leighton, I had more facial hair than you in the 6th grade.
Oh God, that's a problem.
I know.
Have you who is it? Isn't there some reveal just happened on Simpsons where one of the kids, they show that now when he goes home, he's actually like an undercover cop. It was all this time they thought he was just the annoying kid, but this entire series he's actually been an undercover cop. So he gets home.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm the only cop out here. He's like a 6th grader.
Freddie Airmail says Trae Young? ? I think Trae Young has good hair, right? No. Oh, is it thin and pretty?
But
bad?
he will he would look cool. He would look kind of like Megamind if he did it.
Mm-hmm.
But if he goes bald with just the mustache and goatee, first the fire graphics, because everybody likes to draw Trae with either ice or fire around. Will look cool.
Yeah.
He needs to go bald. It's bad.
Yeah. I mean, I held on for dear life until my brother finally pulled me aside and he was like, "It's time, bud. It's time."
Oh yeah, we bullied my friend into it. He just did it. It was in college. You're like, just stop. Just give up. Come on.
I have friends that spend thousands of dollars a year. And when I say thousands, I mean not in the 6 figures, but in the mid 5 figures to keep the hair on their head.
Oh. Yeah, no, just give up.
It's okay. You have to often injections, pills, laser hats, laser treatments, constant manicuring of it. It's a lot that goes into keeping your hair as a bald man. I don't have the money or the care. I think I have a good shaped head.
Yeah, no. Hope I never have to.
I mean, we can't all be afro. We can't all be sexy Jim hair.
Right. No, we can't.
Jim, what's next? Back to work. All right.
Yeah.
Let's stick in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
Who do we think deserves this more? Jokic or Butler?
I'm going Jimmy only because of his journey in the NBA.
Okay.
Right. I mean, we remember him in Minnesota. We remember him in Philly. It seems like everywhere he's gone up until here, he's always stood out as like the only one on the team with the mentality to really grind it out. When I think we talked about it on the show, everyone says Tatum or Booker, they're the next Kobe, when in fact, I think Jimmy Butler is the only one in the league that has that mentality like that.
I think so.
This is it. So then he gets to go to Miami, which is known as an organization for having this like get after it, grind out basketball. They have to pass some like physical tests just to make the team. And they're finally here. So I think Jimmy deserves it. Like I think Jimmy has been he's caused like the least trouble as a superstar in the league. Mm-hmm. He's not hopping around because he's trying to find a ring. He's just hopping around because that's just how the game has worked. But like everywhere he's gone, he's been that guy. So I'm rooting for Jimmy Butler.
If OVO Go said Jimmy definitely has done more with less, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, listen, the Heat beat the number 1 seed and everyone's like, oh, it's kind of a one and done situation. And here they are up 3-0 on the Celtics, who look all of a sudden look so pedestrian.
Yeah. Yeah. It's almost like they flip. Like the Heat are like, no, we're a true number 2 seed. The Celtics look like, yeah, we survived the play-in and it caught up with us.
Yeah.
Look.
I mean, I don't think this. Like, I think right now the Bucks gave obviously a better fight for the Heat than the number 2 Celtics seed.
Yeah,
and I think it's because they've come into all 3 games expecting to win and not actually earning the victory.
Yeah. That's literally what it is.
Yeah, Tatum hasn't even really. I mean, he's kind of working with like a paint by numbers instead of being the artist that he is.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's going to hurt them because I think Jaylen Brown, he was eligible for like a $235 million contract this year. Then next year, Tatum's eligible for over $300 million. Cool. And of course, us Hawks fans, we think Tatum's coming to Atlanta. I mean, Jaylen Brown's coming to Atlanta. So, yeah, we'll see.
What do you think if Jimmy Butler doesn't, like, let's just say the Nuggets win? Yeah. I have there's no chance that. I think if either team has a chance, I think the Lakers have a chance to come back against the Nuggets. I'm not saying it'll happen, but I think they could win 2 straight, and you could be looking at a game 6 that's like, oh no.
Yeah, I agree.
Right, but I think the Celtics have come in and just been like, well,
this is it.
Start booking tea times, boys. It's over. Right?
Cancun.
Yeah, Cancun.
There's a Twitter page called Lake Show Yo, and he's been hilarious because he keeps posting graphics of the NBA Finals on like a random basketball court in Cancun. Yep, Lakers Celtics. Like here it goes, battle for trophy 18. Like it's really good.
Yes. Okay, so but if Jimmy Butler and the Heat don't win this title, it's clear that for the last 3 to 4 years, he and that team have been formidable, but just good enough to get there.
Yeah.
So what do you give him in order to make that next leap? This is if they don't win a title. Do you give him a Joel Embiid? Do you take Joel Embiid and put him in Miami? Do you give him someone like a
Well, that's if you believe Jimmy can really get in the head of a Joel Embiid. Like, can he really get Joel to play above? Because I don't think James Harden is the kind of vocal leader on the court to light that fire under Embiid the way Jimmy Butler did in Philly, right? Actually, I'd argue Jimmy would probably want this Embiid better than the one he had when he was in Philly.
Okay.
That one was still learning the game. But I'd hit the market. I think that if they make it there and they don't win, it proves to you that Jimmy's a guy you can go play with and win with.
Right.
Proving it. Like I'm that guy. So.
And would you, if you were a free agent looking for that title, would you rather go to the Nuggets or would you rather go to the Heat?
To the Heat. Because they were truly a number 2 seed. They just had injuries and underperformed. And then once the team got together, they showed you like, no, we're actually the true number 2 team in the East.
Gotcha.
So yeah, I'm going to play with Jimmy.
Do you think that Bam Adebayo has the best name in the NBA?
Yeah. I also like this highlight. Have you seen this highlight tape?
I mean, I saw the highlights from last night, and they were incredible.
Oh no, there's a highlight tape of him, and it's every injury caused by him. It's like it's just him hurting everybody in the league. Like just you go for a layup, and Bam is there. He just somehow he always ends up just landing on you. And then
Bam, bam.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Do they do the bam, bam?
No,
every
they
time?
not on that one.
I was telling my wife, I've been in Pittsburgh now for, God, it feels like 2 years, but I've been here for like a week and a half. And I saw some friends from high school this past weekend, and we were talking, and there was this family that lived up the street from us, and their dad like built a mini hockey rink like in their side yard, like dug it out. Like it was awesome. And his one son's name was Josh. And I looked up to this kid because he's about 6 or 7 years older than me. He played hockey, like he was cool. But his older brother had the best nickname, and he still goes by it. Like when he introduces himself, he says, and his name is Buff. Buff Shuttleworth. Listen to that name again. Buff Shuttleworth.
What sport did he play?
Hockey.
He sounds more like a fullback.
Yeah, I mean, he could have been.
Or like he played outside linebacker.
Yes.
For like Nebraska in the 90s when they were like a national champion power. Like
Osborne had his Buff Shuttleworth back there. He didn't have many touchdowns, but he rushed for so many yards, and he blocked the hell out of whoever wanted it.
Man's man.
Yes.
A true American. Like
carries a keg on his shoulder, no problem.
Yeah.
Once like chopped down a tree just by kicking it.
Mm-hmm.
Like
he
ran
can,
into it
in the mirror and just build his own mullet. Like he doesn't go to the barber; his hair just gets in place.
Yes.
Yeah.
Buff Shuttleworth. I mean,
but what's his like real name?
I have no idea. No idea. And I don't think I want to know.
No. Why do you need to know?
Why would I know?
All you need to know is I'm buff.
I'm buff. I mean, imagine you're a dude in high school and you're dating a very pretty girl in high school.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, Buff Shuttleworth shows up.
Oh, it's like
you stand no chance.
It's like that typical episode of a early 90s teen show. Like, what was the one? It was right here.
Yeah.
You know which one I'm talking about.
Uh-huh.
They're in high school, Bayside High School. What was it called?
Saved by the Bell.
Saved by the Bell. Yeah, he seems like that one character on Saved by the Bell is just like, oh, here's Buff. Oh, Buff.
Look what Freddie Airmail did in the chat. This is classic Freddie. Played hockey at Penn State, apparently.
Right. Yeah.
That makes sense. Okay.
Now I want the jersey, though.
I know, but I won't tell you, Josh. He knows what Buff's real name is. Okay. I'm telling you right now. Thank you. I don't want to know. I'm guessing. Let's guess. What do you think the real name of Buff is? I'm going to say William.
I'm going with like Peter.
Peter? Okay. Freddie?
Peter Shuttlesworth.
Freddie, what do you got? Tell us. This is the whole world is waiting. I feel like saying neither of those. Whoa.
But who was closest?
Yeah, who was closest?
Like based on the first letter, who was closest?
Lay is closer. Just by alphabetical?
Like, is it the same letter? If anyone's tuning in, they're like, who are they talking about?
What are they talking about? We're talking about the legend that is Buff Shuttleworth. It's a real person. His brother Josh Shuttleworth he was a good dude. I think they both went to Penn State. They
never gave Josh a cool nickname either. Like,
no, it's just Josh and Buff. You can't be in the same family. OVO Ghost says Paul. No, you can. I don't think you can be in the same family and have two kids with nicknames. Right? Like Leighton,
like Buff and Braun, like Buff Shuttlesworth, and no, that's whack.
No, right? Yeah.
You're not Buff, like.
Yes, yeah. Okay, so you have brothers, right? You have a couple brothers. Any of them have like nicknames that they go by?
No, they're Ray and Jay.
See, Ray, Jay, and Lay.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. That's really it. Ray, Jay, and Lay.
Raymond, Jaymond, and Leighton.
No. Lionel, Lyndon. It's based on their middle names.
Got it. Okay.
Right. That's the funny. It's like, oh, is that your brother Ray? Yeah.
Rayton and Jayton.
Right.
This took a total tangent.
That's like,
Jim.
did George Foreman do that to all of his kids? Like George and Georgina?
Yep, they're all Georges.
I'd have to find him.
Yeah. All right, Jim, bring us back. Bring us back. Okay.
All right, this is your segment.
This is mine. Leighton, I'm going to break this down for you. Okay.
Okay. All right.
This weekend at the PGA Championship, Brooks Koepka won. He's a live guy, which is the Saudi-backed golf league that is disrupting the whole sport. The PGA has a problem with it, but there is a rule when you win a PGA Championship, or if you qualify by certain things, they didn't sue their way in, but they weren't about to like take this to litigation, and the PGA didn't really want to go down that road. Yeah. So they qualified via the official world golf ranking, or because Brooks Koepka has already won 2 of them, he is qualified in perpetuity, basically, for the PGA Championship. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So a couple of the live guys were up there near the top, which, good for them. And nobody's ever said that they were bad golfers. It's just a shame that they left the tour because we don't get to see them all the time. Mm-hmm. Anyway, a couple of years ago, Brooks Koepka said, I don't really care about any of the other tournaments. All I care about is the majors. A very Tiger Woods-like attitude. Well, he won 4, and then he had a major knee injury. He had he couldn't get over this injury. He lost his swing, which is something that happens often to golfers. It's like Chuck Knobloch and throwing it to first base, right? I mean, you can mentally lose your swing. The story of Ian Baker Finch is on another planet. The guy won a British Open, I think, or it was the Masters, and a year later couldn't break 90. Like, he just lost his entire swing, lost his entire golf game. Anyway, Brooks Koepka showed up at the Masters, almost won the Masters. Didn't choke it away, but just didn't have a great Sunday and lost to Jon Rahm. This past Sunday, he was in a dogfight with Victor Hovland, as he's a Dutch guy, younger dude, and he pulled it out. There was Victor Hovland sculled one in a bunker, had an embedded lie, had to take a penalty. It was wild. Anyway, the story of this PGA Championship is a man by the name of Michael Block. He is a club professional, a teaching pro out of a Trabuco Canyon, California, near Mission Viejo. Okay, mm-hmm. Rock the block. He's the roadblock. And what the PGA does is they have a tournament for all of the teaching professionals, the club professionals that you call them, to make the PGA Championship. And 20 of them make it every year.
Okay.
U.S. Open, anybody can qualify for the U.S. Open. You have to have like a 2 or a 1.5 handicap or better, and you can go through U.S. Open qualifying to qualify for the U.S. Open. PGA Championship, you have to be a professional golfer. No amateurs get into the PGA Championship.
Got it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the club professionals sometimes will compete a little bit. Maybe on the first day, there'll be a flash, whatever. This guy made it the whole weekend. He shot even par all the way through Saturday. And the course was playing so hard, he was in 11th place. And it was this story because this never, ever happens. Ever does this happen. Rarely do they even make the cut because it's so hard to be a professional golfer. Okay. Goes in yesterday. He's paired with Rory McIlroy, arguably the best player in golf. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He's having a decent day. He steps up to 15, a par 3. Now the crowds are getting bigger and bigger because he's not competing to win, but he's still the story of the weekend, that this guy that nobody's ever heard of is beating the world's best.
Okay. Gotcha.
Okay? Steps up to 15, hole in one, dunked it. Not bounce in, whoop, hit the pin, drop. Dunked it. Hole in one. After everything that he's done, he is the number one story. Everybody wants to talk to him. He's this feel good story.
Yeah.
It's unlike anything you can ever do in any other sport. It's not like there's a guy that's teaching kids how to throw the football on the weekends or during the week, like a quarterback coach, and then all of a sudden the Steelers are like, "Hey, we need you for the Super Bowl." That's literally what it would be like.
Right.
And he's playing Patrick Mahomes. And he's somehow in it in the second quarter.
Right.
Okay. Now, do they lose 50-30? Yeah. I mean, they do. They get smoked. But for one brief moment in time, Michael Block was leading the PGA Championship. And he stuck through it the whole weekend. And because he came in tied for 15th, he qualifies for next year's tournament. And he got an exemption to go play in another PGA event this upcoming weekend.
Oh, wow.
Take that, and his sons,
Mhm.
two really good golfers, are trying to qualify for the U.S. Open this week. Crazy family in golf. And then add on top of that, he dunks a hole in one in front of 10,000 people and Rory McIlroy. It's cool. It's cool. There isn't, I mean, seriously.
If this was as mainstream, so like, I know golf has a huge following. I've learned more about golf in this past couple of months than ever. But if golf had the kind of mainstream coverage as the NFL, this would be the greatest sports story of all time.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Seriously, here's what it is. Because I don't know if you know this, but hockey usually only has 2 goalies on the bench.
Mm-hmm.
And if they go out, there's a person there that works at that like is just for the stadium, not for the team, is at the stadium that will come in and be a goalie. It's happened a couple times. I swear to God, he's like a very good goalie.
Oh, okay, never mind.
I don't know, not a lot.
Yeah.
Right? It happened a couple years ago in Toronto. The guy stopped a couple shots and actually got the victory. Late in the third period. I think he was only in the game for like 10 minutes, whatever. It's a crazy story. But imagine this, okay? You're a great high school quarterback. You go and play quarterback at, I don't know, maybe like Kansas.
Mm-hmm.
Not a pure blood Division I school, but a Division I school.
Yeah.
Okay. You play your junior and senior year. You played pretty decent.
Mm-hmm.
You decide, hey, I'm going to go coach high school football. Okay. You're coaching all these kids. It's a really cool thing. And then all of a sudden, you say, Art Rooney calls you from the Pittsburgh Steelers, like, hey, Leighton, I know you played college football 15 years ago. This guy's 46, Leighton. He's 46 years old. It's past through. This is like, that Scott Bakula when he goes back, Necessary Roughness. You ever see that movie?
Yeah, yeah.
But bigger. This is one of 4 majors in golf, and he competed. He beat John Rahm, number 1 player in the world, beat him by 6 shots. He beat Tony Finau, the number 7 ranked player in the world, by 20 strokes. Leighton, this is...
does he not have somewhat of an advantage because he's a pro teacher?
No, these other guys practice golf nonstop. They play golf all the time. Teaching pros, if you know, I mean, most teaching pros don't play a ton of golf because they're constantly working. A club professional teaches golf and tries to sell as much stuff out of the pro shop as they can because they get a bonus from what they sell out of the pro shop. Okay. Mm-hmm. And then they'll do like teaching lessons, where they'll like go out and play like 4 or 5 holes. And then maybe they'll go and play maybe it's like 6:30 at night and they've only got about an hour of daylight left and like the course is kind of empty. Then they might go out and play like 5 or 6 holes.
Okay. Yeah.
But again, Leighton, this guy is 46 years old. You don't seem as floored by this.
I have to make the comparison. That's why. It's like
NBA Finals.
Okay.
Here we go. NBA Finals. There's a guy in the crowd that is really good in his rec basketball league. Like he's the best one. Everybody talks about it. Like, God, that guy's so good at basketball. He played in college. He played a little bit overseas right after college, but never really did anything. And he's been like a high school. Freddie's like, that's like older than Josh. Yeah, it is. Okay. It's not even Linsanity. It's not Linsanity. Linsanity was in the G League. This guy is teaching lessons in Mission Viejo, California. Linsanity, he was actually trying to make it in the NBA. This guy is just a teaching professional that each year tries to like qualify for the PGA Championship because you can do that.
Right.
So imagine this guy, and all of a sudden all of the guys have gotten hurt. The Miami Heat are down to 4 players, and they're like, "Hey, do you know Leighton Batiste is in the crowd? Do you guys remember Leighton Batiste? He was kind of like a local legend a little bit. Played like great court guy." Riverdale, Georgia, had like the court sense that we hadn't seen. He was pretty decent in Greece, but he just never really panned out. He's sitting 2 rows back with his wife and 2 kids. Should we get him a uniform? And then you come in and score 25 points. in the NBA Finals. That's what this is like.
Okay. I get it now. I'm just trying to think of what movies have like taught us this over time. Like, as this, only one I can think of is The Replacements.
Yeah, sure. I'll
That's
give you The
closest.
Replacements. Yeah.
And even then, it didn't really. Yeah, I mean, it kind of had the same storyline.
A little bit.
A little bit.
I mean, I'm guaranteeing you they're going to try and make a movie out of this guy's life, but it's just like, he's. No, Linsanity was in the NBA. I know. He already made a team. He was good enough to be there. Okay. Jim, we got a couple more. Speaking of getting back to work. I'm sorry I went on that rant. I had to get it across to you, Leighton. I had to get it there.
I got it now.
You got it. Okay. Speaking of basketball and movies, I watched that White Men Can't Jump reboot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I really like Jack Harlow. I like his music. I like his vibe. I like how he's always like doing nice stuff for people, right?
I only have one bad performance from him that I didn't like, and I don't think it was his fault.
What was it?
I think it was either it was his past season or the last college football season. They had College Game Day had him perform at Ohio State.
Oh.
And they chose a really bad song for him.
Okay.
That was really it. Other than that,
yeah,
he's dope.
Dude, right? He's sick. Okay. I didn't even know really who he was until so I think, oh, that's Jack Harlow. Not in this movie, but like a couple of years ago or whatever, maybe a year ago. He sort of exploded on the scene. What, like 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Like out of nowhere.
His last album was bad. It was really bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
But he's sort of like the Post Malone that you would bring home to your mom.
Yes, he is.
He's the Post Malone next door.
He's like best friends with FCF owner Drewski.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. Like sweetheart of a guy.
Yeah.
Anyway, the first White Men Can't Jump is a tour de force of cinema.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wesley Snipes and Woody Harrelson at their best.
Yeah. To go from Woody to, I know where you're going. Go ahead. Yeah.
Now, if you're going to remake this movie, White Men Can't Jump, I don't know why you would. It's not like it's like worthy of a remake.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's asking for it.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Nobody's sitting around a conference table in a Hollywood thing like, we should remake White Men Can't Jump.
White Men Can't Jump.
Yeah. Because if there's anything this world needs now, it's more racially insensitive movies.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And who cares about the white people? I don't care. Half the stuff in White Men Can't Jump is racially insensitive to black people. Like it's not great. It's not great. Okay. So they're like, no. We're gonna do it. I think the world is ready. I think after COVID, I think this is the perfect time for a White Men Can't Jump reboot.
Yeah, no, terrible.
Leighton, when I tell you they almost like took the script and just recast it,
mm-hmm.
The girl who is playing Woody Harrelson's Jack Harlow's character is doing like a Rosie Perez impression. It's almost like, hey, Dookie. It's like, stop doing that. It's really, really not good. And it's only streaming on Hulu, which says something about it. And
yeah, I mean, if it didn't hit theaters, who cares?
Right? There are parts of it, Leighton, that are like scene for scene, camera shot for camera shot. And I know White Men Can't Jump well because one summer I watched it like 100 times. I loved that movie. Okay? It gave you, when I moved out to California, I was like, I'm going to be White Men Can't Jump. And my brother's like, so first of all, you suck at basketball. And I was like, right. Okay,
I was like, Woody's character could actually play. Like he was a baller.
He was a baller. He just couldn't dunk. That was the whole point of the movie.
Yeah, and I feel like just going back to your racially motivated, like this isn't really the time for that. Like I think we all have there's a couple of guys in the NBA. Like we have Austin Reeves and the Lakers just had Caruso.
Nikola Jokic.
We had Jokic, we had Tyler Hero. Like I think we're at the point now where like, no, like if you can ball, you can ball.
Yeah. Like it's not like 35 John Stocktons just reproduced and are now running the NBA, right? It's like there are some really good white dudes.
Like, these are ballers.
Yeah, they're good. Freddie Airmail, probably cheaper to do this rather than drop something original for Harlow and everyone. Sure, but it still costs a butt ton of money to make a movie.
Yeah.
And a movie that doesn't do anything new. I don't know. Anyway, okay.
It's kind of like, did you see the new House Party?
Oh, what a tragedy.
I didn't watch it either. I didn't watch it. You watched it?
I did because
Well, you're a movie guy, so I feel like you're.
I watch it all.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah,
Okay.
But here's the thing: Freddie Airmail saying it. Don't have to write something new. Don't have to convince people to watch something they don't know about. Yeah, but it's Jack Harlow, so I think people would watch it regardless.
Yeah.
Like, what if it was Jack Harlow trying to make it in the PGA Championship?
No, but then they would just try to redo Happy Gilmore at that point.
But shit, you're right. And he's a rapper instead of a hockey player. He's a rapper.
But is Jack Harlow even like? I've never seen him.
Okay.
Or known to like. I've never seen anybody create content and say, "Hey, he's really a hooper." Like, is he? Did he look like?
I don't know.
Basketball.
Because here's the thing: when you were talking, I couldn't tell. You know what? The other thing they did that's so stupid, Leighton, is they made him dress like Woody Harrelson in the first one. They even went down to the wardrobe. N8 Dog says he was nice in the Celebrity Games. Yeah, he was pretty nice in the Celebrity Games. He's got a shot.
Yeah.
You know what the other thing that why like White Men Can't Jump doesn't really work anymore is because we had the And One mixtape.
Yeah.
All those years.
Yeah.
And it was like half black dudes, half white dudes, and they could all ball. The scientist, the mustard guy, what was hot sauce? Not mustard, you know what I mean. Hot sauce.
All of them.
Yeah, right? So this one, they're like, oh, white guys can't play. We all know on the courts now that white guys that show up might have a chance of being decent.
Yeah, I mean, at the very least, there's the stereotypical he's your 3-point shooter. Like that's the solid stereotype. That's like yeah. Other than that, yeah.
What is the point?
I feel like the last frontier now is just they should have done one of a black guy playing hockey. Like, right? Like maybe do that. Like it's almost like or let's talk remakes. What if they redid Major League, but it's like all Hispanic baseball players? And it's not and obviously like it's not like and then maybe they could talk about like, oh well, the Cleveland Indians, they're now the Guardians. Like they could do that.
Sure.
But
sure.
Yeah, no, they didn't have to remake this.
They didn't have to.
I'll watch it. I'll do that.
Yep. I'm halfway through it, and Amanda's like, why? I was like getting upset as I was watching it with like in bed on my phone with my earpods in. I'm going like, oh, come on. They're going to do that scene too? It's the same scene.
Yeah. So then should they like remake Rudy, even though it's a true story, but like, should they remake?
That's a very good question. Do you remake movies about a true story that have already been made?
Yes. Should we do that?
Should we do that? Should we do the true Rudy, the Trudy, right? So it's really what Rudy was like?
From like the perspective of Joe Montana? Like,
yes. Like Montana funds the whole thing. He's like, listen.
He starts off like, yeah, this one, throw it away.
Yeah.
This is the Trudy.
What if this is the Trudy?
Like there it is.
I'm team. I am in.
I'd watch it. I would watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like what is the like the okay, black people playing hockey, there you go. Is there like what are the other sports where the stereotype is this and we have to convince people otherwise and then still embrace that stereotype to then ruin the rest of the movie? So right? Like, okay, black guy makes the NHL, or he's like in a pickup hockey game.
A white guy as a sprinter on the USA Olympic team.
Boom.
There it is. There you go. Boom.
Yep. Not the 200, not the 400.
No,
like 100-meter dash.
Yes.
That guy.
Yes. Actually, that's what white man can run. That's what it should have been. That's what it should have been. If you're going to do a racially motivated sports movie,
yes.
There it is. There it is. And what's crazy is we all have, like in high school, even in college, we all know the white friend who was actually really fast.
Really fast.
But
like crazy fast.
Mainstream, we don't see this. So yeah, no, we should have did that. I would watch that. White man can't run. I'm in. Specifically, we should have let's take it further. It should have been kind of like a Tarzan.
Yeah.
He ends up being born in Jamaica. And now he has to race and try to make it on the Jamaican national team. Yes. That's a good movie.
That is it.
And you have
it's Cool Runnings meets White Men Can't Jump.
Boom. And I love Cool Runnings.
It's so good.
It was one of the most like stupid questions I asked Rachel, because Rachel, she's Jamaican, her family's Jamaican.
Yeah.
I did have that stupid moment where I was like, have you seen this movie? Like, she's like, yes. I've seen.
Did you bring a copy of it on DVD to like the first time you met her parents? You're like, do you guys know about this?
No.
This movie's so good.
That would have been the worst thing for me to do.
What if you like the first time you get together with her family and they're like, it's maybe like a weekend with her family, even though I know they're in Atlanta, but let's just say for the movie's sake, okay?
Right.
You go to meet her family for a long weekend, meet the parents style. And they are Jamaican, you are not Jamaican. And you like, let's have a movie night. And you just start Cool Runnings. Don't even ask them. Just start Cool Runnings.
We have a great movie I think you all would love. Yeah.
Right?
I mean, it's like when I tell people my folks are from Louisiana, they ask me about Princess and the Frog. It's like, and it's like, yes, my grandfather actually really sounds like Rainbow and the Fly. Like, that is like that is our Cool Runnings. Like,
oh man. Okay. All right. We just came up with like nine really good ideas. You're upsetting Jinxie Cat.
By the way, this is really one of my favorite movie series. I love them all.
What, Princess and the Frog?
No, Meet the Parents, Meet the Fockers, Little Fockers, like
so good.
See them all. Love them.
So good. You know what is funny too is like a lot of cultures don't like movies about their cultures in the ways because so like Jamaica, because I had a Jamaican roommate and I was like, dude, what are your thoughts on Cool Runnings? He's like, I don't know, we don't really like that one. And I'm like, but
it's like a Disney classic.
So good.
Yeah.
How can you not like it? Whereas on the flip side, Italian people are like, you like Godfather? I'm like, yeah, it's awesome. It's about Italians killing everybody. Like, why? I shouldn't like that movie. It appropriates Italian culture. It's like, we're all gangsters. We're all gangsters. No. Yeah. Okay. Jim, we got like a couple more to get to. Yeah, let's do it. Back to work. All right. Leighton, I'm not even rooting for a single team in the NHL overtime, but I watch in the NHL playoffs right now. I'm just enjoying postseason hockey. And I stayed up and watched that Panthers Hurricanes game one that went into 4 overtimes. Now, I will tell you a brief story. My senior year of high school, the Penguins were playing the Flyers, a team that we do not like, right?
Yeah.
It's our biggest rival in hockey. The Capitals because of Ovechkin and Crosby, but for the most part, we hate the Flyers. The Flyers hate us, whatever. This is the 2000 playoffs. So we don't have Sidney Crosby.
Yeah.
Our team is sort of in a bit of a rebuild, like Lemieux, whatever. Anyway, we go into 5 overtimes. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Okay. My dad is at the game with guys from work. My brother and I are in our basement here in the house where I'm currently sitting. Okay. It was 1:30 in the morning and it was a school night. And my mom, there was no way she was going to like turn off the television. We're in the 5th overtime period. My dad said at the game, after the 3rd overtime was over, they reopened the beer, food, and like all the stands. They like reopened some of them and people just rushed and bought as much as they could and went back.
Yeah.
Sat through a 4th overtime and then sat through 10 minutes of the 5th overtime just to watch us lose.
Oh,
we lost in Pittsburgh. Keith Primo scored the goal. My brother and I both I think that's probably top 5 most devastated I've been during a sporting event in my life.
Okay.
So watching that game, it just gives me so much anxiety.
Oh, because it brings you back.
It brings me right back to that.
So what are your top 3 most devastating moments in your sports?
One, and it's not even close, is 1992 NLCS, Sid Bream sliding into home off a weak throw from Barry Bonds in left field when we put in a reliever that should never have been on the mound against a guy who his entire career had 2 hits up until that point and ended his career with 19 total hits. Francisco Cabrera, look it up. Okay. Against who, Leighton? The Atlanta effing Braves.
Oh, yeah.
In 1992. I didn't go to, when I was in Atlanta for 4 months. I was like, we should go to a Braves game. I was like, no. I will not go and see anybody. I see people in Atlanta Braves hats and I get upset. Anyhow.
Okay.
Do you have, well, so that's 1.
Yeah.
3 is the Keith Primo goal and 2 is the Rashard Mendenhall fumble against the Packers in the Super Bowl in 2011.
Okay. I have some.
Go.
I have some. Obviously, number one. Super Bowl 51.
28-3.
28-3.
Yeah.
I'll never get over that one.
Yeah.
I've told myself we would have to win 2 Super Bowls for us to like really get over it.
Yep.
Okay. This is number 3. Just like you have one with the Braves, I have one with Penn State. It was the 2008 or 2009 Capital One Bowl. The first time I've ever seen this happen. We're going in, clock is running down. It's muddy, it's wet. Y'all tackle our guy, and your D lineman literally sat on top of our dude, so he couldn't get up, and we couldn't get back to the line of scrimmage, and the clock ran out on us. We lost that game.
I remember.
But number 2 would be 2011 national championship. Should have never played Alabama in the national title, and we lose 21-0. Because fun fact, LSU has never played in the national championship outside of New Orleans. So every national championship LSU has won has been in the Sugar Bowl or in New Orleans, because now it's BTS.
Yeah.
So every single one. The 1958 one, Sugar Bowl. 2003 was in New Orleans. 2007 was in New Orleans. So now it's backyard, right? Even 2019, greatest team of all time, Joe Burrow. That was Clemson Superdome.
Yeah,
playing Alabama, and what happened was that we beat Bama regular season, and the team we should have faced was Oklahoma State.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
and they said the computers said Bama's the number 2 team in the nation, and we didn't get past the 50-yard line until I think the 4th quarter.
I remember watching that game thinking both teams have no offense, and this is just a defensive game.
Yeah,
because it was a bunch of field goals, wasn't it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Was there a touchdown?
The regular season matchup was just. Yeah. But then the national championship, they came in and just 21-0.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Freddie Airmail says that Pirates have not won a division title in my lifetime. Yes. Thanks, Freddie.
Thank you.
Thanks. Okay, we've got 2 more. Jim, what's next? Tonight, look at our founders there. Sports Emmys, holding bottles of barrel bourbon. Okay? Yeah. We're up for 2 of them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm no longer happy with nominations, Leighton.
No, we got to win.
I want to win.
We got to win.
If you were going to pick the one you think we win, is it fan interaction or is it digital innovation?
I think it's digital innovation.
Okay.
Even though I was going to be a jerk. All right, so just so fans know, for digital innovation, we're going up against the McEnroe versus McEnroe, whatever that is.
Which was pretty cool.
It was? I didn't watch it. Okay.
He just serves balls at his digital self from like 1977. Okay. And then a machine hits it back.
Okay. We're going up against the NBA app for NBA Digital.
Yep.
Which one is this? The 26th Winter Olympic Games.
Okay. And
Thursday Night Football on Prime Vision.
Yeah, but none of them had fans calling plays and then overlaying them on the field to see what they called.
Exactly.
Right?
Now, if you look at outstanding interactive experience, we're going up against the College Football National Championship, MegaCast, 2022 FIFA World Cup, the Winter Olympic Games again, and then Thursday Night Football on Prime Video.
But again, I think we're going to win fan interaction or interactive experience because it is the only, all of those other ones are just people watching the sport and giving you like, okay, on this thing, it's like, oh, this is part of this. But there isn't one port that like is literally immersive interaction.
Exactly.
So that's why I think we win interactive experience.
Okay. That's a good one.
Okay.
That's a good argument.
Okay.
If I could, because of that, I would want to win the interactive experience only because I would love to say we beat the College Football National Championship. And don't forget, Messi won this past World Cup.
I know.
So we could say we beat CFP and Messi and the Olympics in a category. Deal. Yeah, I'll take that one.
Big deal. I like that.
Also,
so tune in tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern. Tweet at us. Tell us all about it at Fan Controlled. I'm gonna let's end this one early. You can get out, enjoy New York a little bit. Head to the Spring Lounge, Lombardi's Pizza, Rice to Riches, all in that Soho area. Prince Street Pizza. Go check out Prince Street Pizza. That's the one you should really hit.
I'm just fucking around. Just
hop around. Lombardi's, you can only buy a full pie, right?
Oh.
Prince Street, you can buy slices, and you can bring them into Spring Lounge. It's a BYOF establishment. They don't
I've
serve
never heard
food.
of that ever.
Yeah, so you can bring your own food into the bar.
Nice.
This is Back to Work. We're here every single Monday, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific. For Leighton, Batiste, Josh Macuga, thanks to Ruthless Cutie for everything she does behind the scenes, and to Jim Afro Crenshaw, the legend, the New York legend. He argued with us about New York fandom before this show.
Yep.
Maybe we'll bring on some other New York fans here pretty soon and really just get their take on the outlook of the world and why it is so important to really scare people when it comes to your fandom. I will leave you with this. I think that sausage on pizza should be crumpled and not sliced.
Yes. The crumbled is always better.
Crumbled is always better, right?
Mm-hmm.
Done and done. Leighton, enjoy New York. We'll see everybody. Until then, get back to work.
Thank you, fans, for watching Back to Work with Leighton Batiste and Josh Macuga on the fan-controlled sports and entertainment YouTube channel. If you liked this video, you can check out other videos right here. You can subscribe to the channel, tell all your friends, hit like buttons across all the videos, check out all of our shorts and live shows, and as always, power to the fans.